Hi everyone, Lisa Haven here, and I've got a question for you. Was the UFO report just one big fat distraction? If not, then why, on the very day of the releasal of the UFO report, did Biden and his administration seize up the opportunity and sign an executive order right underneath our noses? Now, before I get into this report, just a quick break. A teen who was behind a 100,000 cryptocurrency scheme has been sentenced to prison. Graham Evan Clark, who is 18 years old, was able to hack over 100 high-profile Twitter accounts and use those accounts to scam 6 figures worth of cryptocurrencies from people's accounts all across the world. He was sentenced to 3 years of prison, and it was followed by 3 years of probation. Some of the hacked accounts included Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Kim Kardashian, Apple, Uber, Jeff Bezos, and even Elon Musk. If these high-profile accounts can be hacked, then just imagine how easy it would be for a hacker to hack your account. This is why I personally recommend and use Virtual Shield at hidewithlisa.com. It grants you an extra layer of internet protection that allows you to browse the internet anonymously. I've tried top VPNs from all across the world, and none of them come close to what Virtual Shield has to offer. Unlike other VPNs, Virtual Shield has no hidden fees, and they have a strict no-log policy. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. Virtual Shield works by routing your data through encrypted virtual tunnels to make it difficult for hackers or web hosts to track you across the internet. I personally use Virtual Shield on all of my devices, my cell phone, my computer, and even all of my family's devices. And the great news about Virtual Shield is the fact that they delete all of their information within 24 hours. So if the government comes knocking on their door, that information is gone. And the great news is right now you can sign up and get up to 30% off of their services. And not only that, but you also get a 30-day free trial. But if you want to protect your family, get started today at hidewithlisa.com. All right, back to the broadcast. So let's start first with this infamous UFO report that you and I have been anxiously awaiting for the past 180 days. Did this UFO report actually turn out anything of substance? Or was it exactly what I predicted it would be, more of the same and a big fat nothing burger? Ding, ding, ding. As it turns out, I was 100% correct. And here's why I predicted this, because A, they always do something behind the radar while they're advertising one thing, and in this case, you're about to find out what the Biden administration was doing behind the scenes. But before I get into that, let's check out what's inside this particular assessment. Take a look at the UFO report. It's again 9 pages long, released June 25th, 2021, but it's titled Preliminary Assessment of Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon. Now, here is the executive summary and the big bombshell we've been waiting for. The limited amount of high-quality reporting of the unidentified aerial phenomenon, known as UAP, hampers our ability to draw firm conclusions about the nature or the intent of unidentified aerial phenomenon. In a nutshell, they're experiencing something going on in our skies, but yet they have no idea what it is. They continue a little bit more in the report, and it says this. In a limited number of incidents, UAP reportedly appeared to exhibit unusual flight characteristics. These observations could be the result of sensor errors, of spoofing, or observer misperception, and require additional rigorous analysis. There are probably multiple types of UAP requiring different explanations based on the range of appearances and behaviors described in the available reporting. Our analysis of the data supports the construct that if and when individual UAP incidents are resolved, they will fall into one of 5 potential explanatory categories. Number 1, airborne clutter. Number 2, natural atmospheric phenomenon. Number 3, USG or US industrial developmental programs. And 4, foreign advisorial systems, and of course the catch-all other bin. UAP clearly pose a safety or flight issue and may pose a challenge to U.S. national security. So there you have it. The people that we pay our tax dollars to that are supposed to be really smart and bright people have no idea what's happening in our skies and actually give 5 different things that it could be, like clutter in the sky or some kind of weather phenomenon or some kind of technology, either technology that is here in the U.S. that they themselves don't know about or technology from foreign countries or, of course, the other bin, like, actual aliens or whatnot, just the other category. So these people claim that they know nothing about what's going on in our skies. I can't say that I necessarily believe the fact that they know nothing. They are, after all, our U.S. intelligence agencies, but I digress. The report goes on to talk about different incidents. Take a look here on the report, and it says 144 reports originated from USG sources. Of these, 80 reports involved observation with multiple sensors. Most reports described UAP as objects that interrupted pre-planned training or other military activity. And probably the most interesting part of this entire 9-page report is this one sentence. The TF has 11 reports of documented instances in which pilots reported near misses with a UAP, an unidentified flying or aerial phenomenon, right? So there we have it. 11 incidents of what they're calling misses with a UAP. That's it. That's the big enchilada. They know nothing. They don't know what's going on. They need more information, but it's not us. A big, fat, nothing burger. Therefore, one has to ask the question, why did we wait with anticipation, of course, for 180 days for the releasal of this particular report to the American people to find out more of the same or more of nothing, and that this could pose a threat to national security? I wonder what rules and regulations are going to come out of this thing, but I digress. On the very same day that this report was released, June 25th, 2021, the White House decided, to put up this information and sign an executive order on, equality. Take a look at whitehouse.gov, and you can see the fact check here on the president's Biden's executive order that advances diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility in the federal government. And you could see the date of its release, June 25th, 2021. But what is exactly inside of this executive order? And it reads, this executive order establishes a government-wide initiative to advance diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility in all parts of the federal workforce. This initiative will be led by the Office of Personnel Management and the Office of Management and Budget in close partnership with the White House and the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. The initiative will reinvigorate the whole of government approach to DEIA, first established in the Obama-Biden administration. The initiative will advance opportunity for communities that have historically faced employment discrimination and professional barriers, including people of color, women, first-generation professionals and immigrants, individuals with disabilities, LGBTQ plus individuals, Americans who live in rural areas, older Americans who face age discrimination when seeking employment, parents and caregivers who face employment barriers, people of faith who require religious accommodations at work, individuals who were formerly incarcerated, and veterans and military spouses. But that's not all the executive order does. It also directs agencies to seek opportunities to establish or elevate a chief diversity officer within their organization. It also expands diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility training throughout the federal workforce, and it improves the collection of demographic data about the federal workforce. In other words, it's critical race training for the federal government, and It hires people based off the color of their skin rather than their work ethic. Welcome to radical leftism in the United States of America, and more tension that's going to brew here in our once free country known as the United States of America. This is how communism and Marxism take a foothold in countries. I really like what the Daily Caller had to say about this particular report. Take a look at the article that was recently published, and it's titled, Biden Executive Order Mandates Divisive, Unscientific Race Training at Every Level of the Federal Government. It goes on, Joe Biden signed an executive order on Friday that ensures that every part of the federal government will conduct race-conscious diversity training and engage in race-conscious hiring. The executive order states it establishes an ambitious whole-of-government initiative that will take a systematic approach to embedding DEIA, diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility, in federal hiring and employment practices. According to the White House fact sheet, in practice, it will ensure that federal agencies employ tenets associated with critical race theory within their hiring practices and day-to-day activities. As a reminder, critical race theory, in my definition, the very tenets of its teaching are racist, but critical race theory teaches that America is fundamentally an evil, racist country, grounded in racism, born into racism, the whole nine yards. So anyone who wants to, look at the United States of America as a land of opportunity and freedom, instead of seeing it that way, you now see it as a racist country. Not only that, but critical race theory also teaches people to view every social interaction, right? And to judge people in terms of their race. No joke. Welcome to the radical left United States of America. If somebody thought that they were putting in the Biden administration because he is a moderate, guess again. He is your AOC style president, right? There's very few things that AOC doesn't like about Biden, but he's definitely a radical leftist president. You want this to change? You got to start electing people into office that stand against these crazy tenets like the critical race theory. And mark my words, America will not be a better place as a result of that. In fact, critical race theory teaching has become more divisive to people here in the United States of America. And I wish we would really hone in on the words of Martin Luther King Jr., who said that we should judge people based off the merit of their character rather than the color of one's skin. And now, if you fall into a certain category, don't plan on getting a job with the federal government. Interesting. Where are we headed as a country? I think you 100% know. Anyhow, I love all of you. Thanks again for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.